Madge, how do you reflect on that one?
Really pleased for Kobe and Benny Hunt. Obviously, we had some milestones there today with Kobe playing 100 and Benny Hunt 350. I said before the game, it's a privilege obviously to be a coach of a player like that, and I think the players backed that up by getting the performance they did. It was probably a bit clunky at times, and we'll assess various parts of the game, but really pleased how the boys were able to get to the end of the game with the opportunities they did.
A confidence-boosting win, I guess, ahead of the finals or leading into the finals.
Yeah, we're really focusing on just building who we are. That's one thing. I'm sure Paddy will talk about that, but we just got to keep building on what we're doing. I see, and I've said it for the last sort of couple of months, I really sort of see a shift in how the players are going about what they're doing, and it's credit to how they're stepping up to the levels that I believe we need to get to, and they believe that too. So, it's a business end of the season.
The camp down here this week helped that?
Yeah, I thought it was excellent. Everyone has a bit of a chatter about the camps as such, but to see the players come together and be around each other, I love going to camp with my players. You get to sit around and spend a little bit more time away from the field and getting to know each other. So that's a big part of what makes up teams, and the players were able to do that in a great way, and obviously reflected that on the performance for the two boys and the team themselves.
What about Reece's pass to Kobe there for his try? What do you make of that?
Well, he's obviously looking after his teammates, so we chat about those things, and that's part of what makes the team up, and we'll dissect the game. But just I want to applaud obviously Benny Hunt for what he's been able to do with to play as long as he has, and then come back to the club he loves. He loves the Broncos, and to be able to be a part of that is pretty special for all of us.
When it comes to Reece, do you forgive those few errors when he comes up with those, star plays later in the game?
Oh, look, I talk about the whole team. I know there's a chatter around Reece, but we are a team. And Reece makes up a part of the team that builds, a lot of the success of what we have and the challenge that we talk about on how we can get better. So I'd prefer to talk around the whole team itself.
Pat, what changed out there in that last 20 minutes to put the foot on the throat?
To be honest, I think Newcastle deserve a lot of credit, mate. I think the last 2 weeks they've been playing really good footy, to be honest, and we noticed we had to probably stay in the game and build some fatigue. It was a pretty heavy track out there, so we could come through in the back end of the game, and I think, like Madge touched on, I think the more as a group we're willing to give to our teammates, then the more you can get in return, and those sort of things happen in the back end of the game.
How far away are some of your key injured players, Madge?
We've got Renault and Brendy. We'll assess those throughout this week. They're close, I think, but until we sort of progress through what they need to do, I don't know. And one thing is obviously, the boys are doing well at the moment, stepping up. And when the opportunities arise, someone like Jaden Hunt, he's doing a great job out on the left edge. Josiah Karapani out on our left wing. I thought he did really well today. He was challenged out there. And you've got to remember, it's in the old boys' day. I've been here where she's a fair game when you're playing against Newcastle when it's old boys' day. So, we had to challenge, and like Paddy said, they came at us quite often, and they were able to do a great job defensively. To hold teams to lower points is something there that every team's challenging themselves on.